For thousands of years, the city of Vigrid was a place where the Umbra witches and the Lumen sages lived. The witches followed the demonic path, where the sages allied themselves with angels. These two factions had only one task: to protect the world by keeping a right balance between each other. However, the balance was lost in a single night. A sage and a witch ignored their followings and fell in love, producing a child named Cereza. The woman was imprisoned, and the man ended up banished by their factions. There was a legend mentioning the world would be destroyed if a child was conceived with both origins. But now it's a reality. The child was born with the left eye of the god of creation. If the left and right eyes are reunited, they will reincarnate Jubilius, the god of creation, who will destroy everything and create a new world. However, each faction had a different idea. The sages wanted this awaited new world, while the witches rejected it. In the end, there was a huge war between the factions that almost destroyed the world. The sages summoned their angels, while the witches called forth their demons. But to stop the war, the witches had an idea: to seal the child. The child was sealed for the past 500 years in a secret place. However, after waking Cereza, now known as Bayonetta, only had a goal: to exterminate every angel or sage who sought her left eye. Bayonetta woke up from the 500-year slumber without her memories and decided to seek the truth. Luca, a journalist seeking the truth behind his father's death, stumbles upon Bayonetta's presence while investigating a church. As he observes, he witnesses strange occurrences, such as candles extinguishing and a piano playing, leaving him intrigued and curious. Bayonetta, disguised as a nun, engages in a fierce battle with descending angels. Swift and acrobatic, she defeats them one by one, captured in Luca's photographs. Her torn outfit triggers a transformation into black attire as she lands on the piano beside Rodin. When an angel attacks Rodin, he skillfully evades and crushes its neck. Bayonetta asks about her weapons, and the elfin knight, armed with them, relentlessly assaults the remaining angels. Witnessing Bayonetta's force, Luca is astonished when she kicks an angel near him which he didn't see but felt. As he prepares to leave, Bayonetta shoots an angel through a window, denting his car's hood as she gracefully lands on it. A larger angel appears, causing Luca to panic and flee. Bayonetta's bullets prove ineffective, but she deftly evades the angel's attacks. During their intense battle, the angel urges Bayonetta to surrender, claiming the creator's imminent return. Bayonetta refutes this, unaware of the meaning, while skillfully avoiding another attack. Unbeknownst to them, Jean, an Umbra witch, observes from afar. Bayonetta finds a vulnerable spot on the angel, shooting it and causing the creature to roar in pain. She summons a powerful demon, devouring the angel before vanishing. Rodin praises Bayonetta's performance and discusses meeting at the bar before disappearing through a portal, leaving Bayonetta to contemplate her next move. Bayonetta encounters Luca and playfully refers to him as Cheshire. Irritated, Luca insists on being called by his real name. Their conversation escalates when Bayonetta accidentally sets Luca's camera on fire, prompting him to scold her for damaging his car. Luca is a journalist determined to expose Bayonetta's true identity. He connects her perfume to the day his father died. He vividly recalls seeing Bayonetta and his father floating above a lake, witnessing his father's hands being torn away. Luca believes her distinct scent of rosemary will lead him to her, even if she disappears. Bayonetta dismisses his claim, explaining that she wears the perfume to ward off evil spirits. Bayonetta made her way to a hidden bar. Stepping inside, the surroundings magically transformed into the bar's interior. A news reporter on television covered the Ithaval Tower in Vigrid, a sacred site where believers gathered to celebrate the impending arrival of the creator Jubilius. Tragically, there were cases of hugging the floor among the followers, viewed as a resurrection ritual. Countries declared emergencies, urging calm. Bayonetta listened as the reporter announced the supreme leader of the Ithaval group would soon make a public appearance. Rodin noted the panic among humans, while Enzo found humor in the believers' faceplants, benefiting his funeral home business. Bayonetta reminds Enzo of the owed reward, and he considers withholding it due to damage caused to a cathedral. She asserts their deal of exchanging information for her services. Enzo complains about her bossy nature and her forgotten name. Rodin intervenes, revealing her name as Bayonetta, but Enzo disagrees, claiming it was a name given by Rodin. Since her awakening 20 years ago, her true identity has remained a mystery. As the television emitted sounds of celebration, Bayonetta and the others turned their attention to witness Balder, the leader of the Ithaval group, making his first public appearance. Enzo offered information on Balder as Bayonetta's reward. He revealed that Balder was the leader of Ragna, believed to be a descendant of the long-lost sages. Rumors suggested he possessed advanced technology and had been alive since the previous resurrection. indicating he was not human. Balder's appearance triggered memories for Bayonetta, leaving her shocked. Examining the lipstick that emitted smoke, Bayonetta couldn't recall anything. Rodin asks if Enzo's information hinted at Balder holding the key to her lost memories, but Bayonetta relies on her intuition. Confirming she would go to Vigrid, Rodin offers her a choice of weapons from his arsenal. At the Ithaval Tower, Balder conversed with Jean about their actions contributing to a new world's reconstruction. Jean questioned his choice of chaos over order, but Balder argued that the world was already in chaos. He believed merging the three worlds with Bayonetta as the eyes of the world was necessary. Jean saw his plans as madness and doubted his understanding. Balder urged her to work diligently in preparation for Jubilius' resurrection. Meanwhile, Luca examines the pictures, frustrated that he couldn't capture Bayonetta's true form. Determined to catch her and uncover the truth about his father's death, he focused on the Ragna celebration in Vigrid. On the train to Vigrid, Bayonetta has a dream about her younger self being beckoned to meet her daddy through a portal. She wakes up to the sound of Jean riding alongside the train and eventually landing on top of it. Bayonetta jumps out of the window to confront Jean. They engage in a fierce battle on the moving train. Bayonetta questions Jean's identity, but Jean only smiles and attacks again. They continue their fight on the mountain wall outside the train, with Jean skillfully evading Bayonetta's bullets and using her motorcycle as a weapon. Bayonetta senses that they may have met before, and that Jean knows more about her past. Jean suggests that if Bayonetta can defeat her, she will reveal everything. Bayonetta accepts the challenge, and they engage in a high-speed chase, exchanging gunfire and close combat. Bayonetta hopes that defeating Jean will help her regain her lost memories. The battle leads them to a pillar where Bayonetta discovers that her knights have deteriorated beyond repair. Disheartened, she realizes she can no longer rely on them. Meanwhile, Balder leaves a young girl named Cereza on a cliff, assuring her that her mother will come for her. Bayonetta returns to the bar and shows the damaged knights to Rodin, expressing her disappointment. Rodin promises to repair them. Bayonetta then sets off on her motorcycle and hears a girl crying for her mother. She catches a glimpse of Balder before driving into a portal. The portal takes her to a cliff where she encounters Cereza, who mistakes Bayonetta for her mother. They are interrupted by descending angels, which Cereza calls ghosts. Bayonetta fights off the angels and rescues Cereza, who continues to call her mummy. Intrigued by the name Cheshire, which Cereza calls her toys, Bayonetta defeats the angel holding Cereza. Bayonetta instructs Cereza to hide as she confronts the red-armored angel. Despite her strikes, Bayonetta's sword does little damage to the angel's armor. The intense battle causes the cliff to crack, and Bayonetta kicks the angel to create distance. Retrieving a chainsaw, she defeats the angel. Bayonetta learns Cereza's name and discovers that she was waiting for her mother as instructed by her father. Bayonetta insists she is not Cereza's mother but reluctantly asks her to come along. As they go towards the motorcycle, Cereza drops her pendant, triggering disturbing memories for Bayonetta. Bayonetta asks about the pendant and Cereza explains it was a gift from her mother. Bayonetta returns it, cautioning her not to drop it again. They ride the motorcycle together, with Bayonetta telling Cereza not to call her mummy, though Cereza continues to do so. Later at night, Luca sneaks into Bayonetta's room to plant a bug, which he did successfully but is caught by Bayonetta as he is about to leave. He asks if she has a daughter, but Bayonetta denies it. Luca falls from the window but is saved by a rope. Luca attempts to eavesdrop on Bayonetta but is startled when she questions why he is still there and calls him Cheshire. Luca corrects her and discusses the city's situation, mentioning his father's death at her hands. He believes Bayonetta's true identity is connected to Balder and the resurrection, suggesting that meeting Balder might help her regain her memories. Their conversation is interrupted by Cereza crying over the radio. Bayonetta appoints Luca as Cereza's babysitter and leaves. The next morning, Luca finds Cereza crying and learns that Bayonetta has left her. He comforts Cereza and promises to search for Bayonetta together. Meanwhile, Bayonetta races across a bridge on her motorcycle, pursued by an angel car. She skillfully evades the car's attacks and summons a monstrous centipede to crush it. At the airport, Bayonetta faces a larger angelic machine descending from the sky. Luca and Cereza follow Bayonetta's trail, driving through the tunnel. Cereza asks when they will find Bayonetta, and Luca assures her they will reach her once they spot the airport. However, as they exit the tunnel, they are greeted by the sight of a smoke-filled airport. Luca is shocked, unable to comprehend what is happening, while Cereza, who can see the angels, refrains from crying. Meanwhile, Bayonetta battles a colossal angel. She jumps off her motorcycle just before it is destroyed by the angel's attack and lands on the angel's shoulder. Opening portals, she unleashes monsters that restrain and pummel the angel, ultimately defeating it by drawing it into another portal. Luca and Cereza are searching for a helicopter when Cereza spots descending angels that Luca cannot see. She lends him her glasses, and he is amazed to witness the angels. Suddenly, they are attacked by an angel, but Luca manages to evade it and carry Cereza to safety. Bayonetta appears and eliminates all the angels. Luca is confused by the creatures that look more like monsters than angels. They escape in a helicopter with Bayonetta battles the dragon-like angel. Bayonetta defeats the angel by firing missiles into its mouth. They discuss the events they witnessed, and Luca returns Cereza's glasses. They arrive at the Ithaval Tower, where Baldur is pleased with Bayonetta's arrival. Jean launches a missile at their helicopter, but Bayonetta protects Luca and Cereza with a force field. Bayonetta and Jean engage in a fierce battle at the helipad. Jean reveals the legend of the Calamity and connects it to Bayonetta as the forbidden child with the left eye of the creator. Their conversation is interrupted when they are transported to a realm with a massive angel. Jean shoots at the angel, but it doesn't harm it. After delivering its message, the angel leaves. Rodin arrives to help Bayonetta take out the other angels. He gives her new guns, and Bayonetta equips herself for battle. Bayonetta and Jean fight fiercely, making Bayonetta recall their past clash and her memories. Bayonetta gains the upper hand and defeats Jean, causing her to fall to the ground. Jean reveals she hid Bayonetta away at the bottom of the lake to protect the left eye. She urges Bayonetta to embrace her destiny and face Baldur. Jean shoots at Bayonetta, pushing her back and saving her from a lightning strike. Bayonetta sought refuge in a nearby building, observing the destruction on the helipad. Cereza and Luca approached her from an elevator, and Cereza ran toward Bayonetta, calling her mummy. Bayonetta asked Cereza about her greatest treasure, and Cereza revealed it to be her pendant. Bayonetta instructed her never to let go of it, and Cereza agreed, determined to grow stronger. With a smile, Bayonetta continued her path, with Cereza following closely, while Luca attempted to stop them. However, Bayonetta invited him to join them, and he reluctantly agreed. They reached a door that opened on its own, revealing a blinding light. Baldur's voice echoed, declaring Bayonetta as his daughter and hinting at opening the eyes of the world. Cereza recognized her father's voice and ran into the light, with Bayonetta and Luca giving chase. Emerging from the light, they found Baldur carrying Cereza, who joyfully declared her parents' presence. Bayonetta remembered her mother's plea to save her father. Baldur engaged in conversation with Cereza, telling her to return to her room, promising to listen to her story the next day. As Cereza entered a portal, she assured Bayonetta that she would no longer cry and bid her goodnight. The portal closed, leaving Bayonetta and Luca facing Baldur. Bayonetta confronts Baldur, questioning how he brought her past self to the future. Baldur explains about opening a door in the space-time continuum distorted by Jubilius resurrection. Luca asks for clarification, and Bayonetta reveals that Baldur is her father, the last of the Lumen sages, and the root cause of everything. Baldur reveals his 500-year-old plan to merge realms and create a new world by resurrecting Jubilius. He envisions himself, Bayonetta, and Cereza as gods in this new world. Luca expresses doubt, prompting Baldur to mention monitoring Luca's progress and his father's involvement. Luca becomes curious about his father's connection to Baldur and discovers that his father had initially assisted Baldur until becoming ambitious and ultimately being killed by angels. Bayonetta saves Luca from the angel's grasp, and he apologizes to her, but she reassures him. Luca vows to fight, but Baldur retaliates, sending him out of the window. Baldur addresses Bayonetta by her real name, Cereza. She questions why he summoned her younger self and orchestrated the events leading to the tower. Baldur explains that she had lost her memory and needed to regain her power and experiences to open the left eye. Bayonetta challenges his understanding of love, considering his chaotic plan and alleged role in her mother's death. Baldur clarifies that he didn't kill Rosa, the angels took her life, driven by their desire for the resurrection. They also chose to fight Bayonetta to enhance her powers. Jean's involvement is revealed as crucial in unlocking Bayonetta's true self and memories. Despite Baldur's explanation, Bayonetta confronts him with a gun. As she is about to shoot, her pendant and Baldur begin to glow. She feels intense pain and loses consciousness while Baldur carries her away. Jean survives. Luca witnesses the birth of Jubilius in the Aurora, and chaos unfolds. Jubilius arose, and as the angels merged with it, Bayonetta found herself inside the left eye, while Balder resided in the right eye. Balder celebrated the merging of the world, but Bayonetta's lipstick glowed, triggering a memory of her mother's plea to save her father. Embracing her mother's words, Bayonetta realized she had to act. Jean arrived, shocking Balder, and shattered Bayonetta's side within Jubilius. Addressing her as Cereza, Jean urged Bayonetta to end the war. Hearing her real name brought Bayonetta back to her senses, and she leaped out of Jubilius, standing beside Jean. Jubilius screamed in agony as its merging process reversed. Balder attacked Bayonetta and Jean, using Jubilius as a weapon. Bayonetta summoned a monster, but it was swiftly killed. They realized ordinary monsters wouldn't work against Jubilius. Balder took complete control of Jubilius. Jean instructed Bayonetta to merge their powers, and together they formed the Queen of Inferno, Sheba. Using Sheba's power, they fought Balder, throwing Jubilius onto a distant planet. Balder attempted to persuade Bayonetta to join him, but she recognized his lack of growth. She summoned a Trojan horse, assuring him that his efforts were in vain. Sheba bound Jubilius, and Jean empowered Sheba with her gun. Bayonetta shot at Balder with the lipstick her mother had given her, and he glimpsed Rosa's ghost expressing her love. Jean delivered the final blow, sealing Jubilius' fate. The year passed. Luca visited his father's grave, having published his work but pondering Bayonetta's whereabouts. Meanwhile, Bayonetta and Jean, disguised as a nun and a teacher during the day, continued their covert mission to eliminate the remaining angels at night, hiding their true identities from the world.